All right, Allison. Well, thanks so much for coming and talking with us today. Just looking to hear about your journey with weightlifting and how Lighthouse plays a role in that. Um, so, why did you start weightlifting?
Oh gosh. So probably 15 years ago, I was having a lot of back pain. 15 years ago, I was only 20. So for me, that was very unusual. I was really concerned. I went to a doctor, and thankfully, this doctor wrote on a prescription pad for me to do planks. And I was like, huh, what? And she basically told me I needed to build strength in my core and my back. And that was part of the reason I was having this back pain. I was working retail. I was on my feet all the time. It was really hard on my body for years. I started working retail when I was 15. So I had, at 20, gotten to the point where I needed to build strength. So I started working with a personal trainer, and my back pain started to go away. And so that was kind of the start of it. And I'll always be so grateful for that doctor, because she could have written me a prescription for pain meds or something else. And instead she pointed me in that direction, and I probably wouldn't be here weightlifting today if it wasn't for her. So I'm very grateful for that.
It's amazing how one conversation and somebody who is like, this is actually what, for your whole body is what's going to make a difference. That points you to exercise and strength.
Yeah, just building strength was solved such a small problem, but I guess it was a big problem back then. Yeah.
But now that's so cool though, because now you've been doing it for such a long time that it's just a part of your life and a discipline that you have.
It changed my life for sure. Yeah.
So, how long have you been weightlifting at Lighthouse?
So since they opened, I was like an OG there, I think the first week. So I guess about 3 years. 3 years now? Yeah.
Awesome. And I remember that 5 a.m. class.
I know. I'm not that person anymore. I wish I was, but yes, 5 a.m. I remember it fondly.
To get it.
Exactly. Yes.
It was nice with the small classes and really getting to know each other, and that was fun.
Yes.
Fun times. So what motivates you to continue weightlifting?
I think mostly seeing my parents and the older people in my life, and how as they've gotten older, they become so limited by their bodies, and I don't want that for myself. I think that I am in the best shape of my life at 35, and I feel like my goals are to even continue to be stronger and stronger. I haven't peaked yet. I know that. So I think that, when I look at my future and my kids and my grandkids, and being able to stay active and being able to, I was just at my parents' house last weekend, and they needed some furniture moved and they couldn't do it, and I could. So for me, that is like the ultimate goal, is just to be able to continue to be strong and stay active as I get older.
It's kind of like a weird thing when you end up stronger than your parents. Yeah. So I'm kind of in that phase too, where my dad is like, let me help you. Oh, wait. Yeah. You actually can.
Yeah. My mom's like, you really shouldn't be lifting that. And I'm like, I do this all the time. And I think I see that now more than ever. And then just seeing some of the other ladies in the gym that are so strong, that are in their 50s, 60s, even 70s, like that's so motivating too. So yeah, it's cool. It's cool to see.
Nice to know that we can be there too one day. That it's not like this is something you do in your 30s and 20s and then that's it and you're old and
Yes.
So what injuries did you have when you were starting weightlifting? Kind of talked about your back somewhat. But.
Yeah, I mean, I think I've always had just lower back pain, but I think that's what's so great about Lighthouse, is that in previous gyms, you don't have that one-on-one attention to where you can be sure you're not going to injure yourself. And so I think that I'd always had some back pain, but I was at gyms where you're doing reps for time, and you're in a class of 15 to 20 people, and you're all doing different things. And so there was never really that focus on how do you prevent injury, and if you have an injury, how do you continue to work out, continue to get stronger, but not make it worse or even make it better. So I think that that's really where Lighthouse has made a difference. I've been able to work through those things and still continue to get stronger. I think a lot of women have lower back pain, and they think that that's normal, or that's something that should keep them from lifting heavy. But for me, it almost is worse when I'm not lifting, when I'm sedentary, when I'm sitting all day, when I'm sitting in my car driving. I notice that it's worse versus when I'm working to make my back and my core stronger. it kind of goes away. So I feel like it's almost like a common misconception, because I've talked to so many women who have back pain and they're like, oh, I can't do this because I have back pain. And I'm like, well, actually, if you do this, it's going to help you. So I hear that a lot. So that would be my message there. Yeah.
I would agree too. Like I find like before I started, I, had 2 babies and all this, and like leaning over to get one baby out of the tub was like, and I was like, I should not be having a trouble doing this. Like, this is ridiculous. I'm in my 30s. And so, if I don't keep up with weightlifting, which I pretty much have been consistent, but in the times when I'm off for a week or something, you do feel a little weaker and you're like, wait a minute, I just need to get back to maintaining that strength.
Like, you've got to move and be sedentary. I was just talking to Claire the other day, and we were doing front squats. And I was like, man, I just feel like I don't feel as strong today. And it's that weekend before I'd sat in a car for 4 hours and we were home. I wasn't eating normally. Like, it's just crazy how that lifestyle affects you so quickly. And, how getting back into weightlifting kind of like snaps you out of it. Yeah.
That's so good. I'm so thankful.
Yes, I know. Me too.
To have found it.
Yes.
So I think we touched mostly on this. Like, it's helped your back basically because you've been just consistent and working on it.
Yeah.
And you're really good. Like, you pretty much do 3 days a week. Is that like?
I try to hit all 3 days. Summer's been crazy, so I'll miss a class every once in a while. But Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 9 a.m. I try to hit all 3 weightlifting days. Okay. Yeah, and I don't really do much else other than that. I try to get my steps in and then hit my nutrition, my macros, and just make sure I'm eating right. But I really don't do any cardio. I don't run. I don't. I'm not a runner. I wish I was. But yeah, I just hit my 3 weightlifting days, eat right, and walk. And that's it.
And those recovery days, how do you feel about them? Are those vital for you? Or
so important. I mean, when I think about my journey at different gyms over the years, I've been to so many different gyms. We move around a lot. So everywhere we've lived, I've tried different gyms. I've done the classes, and, they say you're weightlifting because you're picking up weights, but, just because you're picking up weights doesn't mean you're actually strength training. And I think that I was at one point going to this gym 5-6 days a week, and my body did not look how I wanted it to look. I was not getting the results that I wanted. I was still unhappy with how my clothes fit, and it didn't make sense to me why I felt like I was working so hard. I was leaving these classes red-faced and sweaty and feeling like I was going to pass out, and the change didn't happen until I started really at Lighthouse, where I had that recovery. I was lifting heavy and eating right, and it sounds so simple.
Yeah.
It's like a life hack, really. It sounds like it's too easy. Like, lift heavy, eat right, get your steps in. You don't have to be dying after every workout to feel like you had a good workout. And I feel like that's honestly another thing you see. And that was me. Like, if I didn't leave the gym struggling to catch my breath, then I didn't feel like I had a good workout. But I'm in the best shape of my life. I feel like I look the best that I ever have at 35, and I'm going to the gym 3 days a week, and that's it. And it works. So
you're living proof.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
I would agree. Like, I was doing like 5 or 6 days, like you, like, and flying around crazy, throwing stuff all over the place, trying to do like CrossFit stuff, running, which I don't even like. And it's like, the results in my body, how I feel, all of it it's way better than anything that I've ever done before. And I was like, it is so simple. And then if people could understand and kind of like buy into the simplicity of it, like, we don't need more complication in our lives. We have enough of that everywhere else. So I was like, if I could just follow a simple plan.
And that's all you need.
Yeah. It's good. So you touched on this a little bit too, talking about like your future. If you were to give advice to your younger self, or your daughter or a granddaughter, so you can kind of think about that, what would it be?
I would say focus on being strong and feeling strong mentally and physically, and everything else will follow. I think that my younger self, I was so hung up on looking like a certain way, feeling a certain way, and I think if I had just focused on building strength, feeling strong, lifting heavy, that would have solved a lot of my problems mentally and physically that I felt like I had when I was younger. So I think that there's not enough education around that. I think that when I was younger, I feel like this weightlifting and women being strong is such a new thing in the past few years, or maybe it's just because I'm in that environment now. So I see it all the time and I seek it out. But I feel like there should be so much more education for women at all ages on the importance of weightlifting, because I know what it's done for me and I've seen what it's done for some of the ladies at the gym, and just the confidence that it builds and just the longevity that it builds and all those things. So I think that being strong translates to so many different aspects of your life. It's not just being physically strong. So that's what I would tell myself. Just be strong physically, mentally, all of those things, and everything's going to work out.
Yeah. That's a great place to try, like a safe place to try that out too, and like be able to fail there, and then like strong over skinny, I think, and like not focused on like weight on the scale, weight on your bar. I just kind of tried to switch all of that. Not that I was a big scale person, but
And I think even for people that are, one thing that was a huge unlock for me after working on my nutrition with Lauren was that, the more muscle you have on your body, the faster your metabolism is at rest. So the more muscle you have, the more calories you're going to burn just sitting at your computer.
That's true.
And so that was a huge unlock for me as well, because that's why my body started to change. When I started gaining all this muscle, I was losing fat, I was gaining muscle, and I was eating right, I was getting my protein in, and that's when my body really started to drastically change. So I think for women that are looking to see the scale move, that's really such a good place to start, is just building muscle, and it'll happen naturally that way. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And I think you get like that initial, like you might get some pounds off, and then you might put some on.
Right.
Like I'm probably
muscle
5 to 10 pounds heavier than I could normally be if I was doing other stuff.
Because you've got so much muscle. Look at you.
But it is. It's like even like in that rest time, your body, like you said, at the computer, your body is still burning. Burning that fat because you've got the muscle to make that happen. So that's huge. I like that you said that. We're learning that. And I was like, oh, that's so cool.
Yes.
So what else can you do for your future self?
I think that just staying consistent. I think that continuing to push myself to go heavier, to be safe going heavier, which is what I love so much about Lighthouse, is that I'm never really worried about injury. I think I feel empowered to lift heavy, knowing that I've been given all the tools that I need to do it safely, which is so important. And then my nutrition, I think that was a huge unlock for me this year. Counting my macros, getting my protein in, the difference that I've seen and felt in my body was kind of like really my second unlock after weightlifting. Was like, wow, I thought I was eating healthy. I thought I was giving my body everything that I needed. But when I started tracking those things, the change was pretty drastic, honestly. And I pride myself, I've always prided myself on someone who eats organic. I eat healthy, and it's that balance of macros that was really the unlock for me. So continuing to do that. And I really enjoy talking to others about it and teaching other people about it, because I think people don't realize what they're eating and how to probably eat to like fuel your body. So for my future self, it would just be to like keep it up. Yeah.
Being consistent. Yes. How long did you work with Lauren? Was that like
So I did 3 months. Okay. 3 months of nutrition, and she just basically gave me an outline to accomplish my goal. So my goal was body recomposition. So lose a little bit of fat, gain muscle. I wasn't necessarily focused on the scale changing, but I know I'd put on a couple pounds over the last few years. Like my jeans are feeling a little tight. While I felt really strong, I was like, let's try this and see if it'll get me, closer to really where I wanted to be physically. And so starting out, it was just, here's your macros, how much protein, how much fat, how much carbs. So you're tracking your food, and then check-ins weekly. And then we did progress pictures and hitting my steps. Okay. So that was it. It was just track your food, work out, like weightlift 3 times a week, and hit your step goal. And I think I lost about 6 pounds of fat, and I gained like 2 to 3 pounds of muscle in that time. And I wasn't really anticipating like the fat loss, but with the weightlifting and just everything combined, the calorie deficit I think I created just from hitting my step goal, like going from 3,000 steps a day to 10,000. The before and after pictures were really cool. Like from my first picture to my last picture was really exciting, and something I didn't think that I would not be capable of, but not an effect that I really thought about in the beginning. Yeah.
If they're the type of pictures I can see, I'd love to see them.
Yeah, I'll show them to you. Yes, yeah.
That's cool. All right, and so this one, can you think about somebody in your life, call out somebody that you want to see get stronger? This can be anybody, not specific to the gym or even that live in this area, but anyone in your life that you feel.
Yeah, I'm gonna call her my mother-in-law.
Okay.
She is the strongest person I know. She's always been very healthy. She has always been very active. She does workout classes. She takes very good care of herself. But last year she suffered from a stroke. And so she has not been able to work out like she normally has. Her balance has been off. And so I just pray for her constantly. But she is someone who I have been showing my videos of me at the gym, and she has become such a believer in just being strong. And so I know that she can do it. And so I've been such a cheerleader for her, because she's always been the healthiest person in her life when a lot of parents aren't these days, which is maddening. I just want to shake them. Yes, I just want to shake them. Yeah, exactly. Yes. So, just seeing her be strong again and just live her life well into her 90s, hopefully, and being able to play with her grandkids would be great. Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah. I think that's kind of what you need, right? You just need someone to like get alongside you and encourage you in that way, pray for you, that, especially if she has the know-how, like she knows what to do, and she's had the setback with the stroke, of course. And then like, I think people like that can really like take that challenge and be like, okay, I'm gonna.
Well, and you have to show people what's possible too. And I think that's where, like, I love seeing the videos of the older women at the gym. I say older, I'm 35. Women in their 50s, 60s, 70s who are lifting heavy, and I show her those videos, and I'm like, look, they're doing this, so you can do this. And she's like, you're right, I can do it. So someone who's gonna just show you what's possible, I think is really important. Yeah.
So that's all that I have, unless you have anything that you'd like to say or add or.
No, this is awesome. I'm excited to hear how it goes together.
Yeah.
Hopefully I gave you some good content.
You totally did.